You already know what time it is, so let's get into it. Sexual reproduction, that's what we talked about yesterday. What is that? That's when sex cells from two parents produce an offspring or a new organism, a child, that has traits from both parents. Not one, but two. You cannot sexually reproduce by yourself unless you are the Virgin Mary. All right, what's the deal with sex cells? What's that all about? Another term for sex cells that you're going to hear me throw around a lot is gametes. So if you are a lady, you have eggs. If you are a male, you make sperm. So what happens with those sex cells or those gametes? They go through a process called fertilization. So when that sperm and egg meet up together, they will form what is called a zygote. It's a brand new cell that contains the chromosomes that were present in both the egg cell and the sperm cell. So those chromosomes are going to buddy up with the chromosome from the opposite sex that codes for similar traits. Those are called homologous chromosomes or homologous, whichever one you want to say. We remember this term by homo means same. We're going to have that pop up a lot, so keep that in your brain. Homo means same. So for instance, right here, let's pretend these little chromosomes are coding for, I don't know, let's just say eye color. So they're going to buddy up. You don't want your chromosomes for a leg and an eye to pair up together. That wouldn't even make sense. Okay, so what's the deal with your gametes and the number of chromosomes? So your gametes have half the number of chromosomes, or 23 total. They're called haploids. We remember that term because haploid sounds like half. Easy. Somatic cells are the rest of your body cells. They have the normal amount of chromosomes. They have a full, complete number of chromosomes. They're called diploids. We remember the difference because we see that 2N. That means twice the number of haploids. Easy. So if we look at it like a math equation, we've got sperm plus egg equals zygote. So N plus N equals 2N. That's some simple math right there. Or if you want to give an actual number, you can say 23 plus 23 equals 46. Lastly, meiosis. Sounds like mitosis, but it's not quite the same. Meiosis, that's what's going to make your sex cells, make your gametes. Just the sex cells, not your body cells, because remember, that's mitosis. This is meiosis. So meiosis is going to go through 2 cellular divisions instead of 1. We break those up by calling them meiosis 1 and 2. We're going to talk about that later. And the result is 4 haploid cells, or 4 gametes, and they're going to be genetically unique or different. So their genes aren't going to be identical. Alrighty, so let's go through this guided practice. What we're going to do is fill out this table here. It says somatic cells, so those are your body cells, and the gametes, your sex cells, and we're going to answer these little questions off to the side in this table. So, for example, what is an example of this type of cell? So for somatic cells, you can say all kinds of things. You can say skin cell, you can say blood cell, whatever that's not a sex cell. Gametes, you're pretty limited. You've got your egg cells for females and your sperm cells. Easy. Total number of chromosomes, remember in a somatic cell that's going to be 46, and in a gamete that's half of 46, which is 23. Okay, now is it haploid or diploid? So remember, haploid means half the amount of chromosomes. So we know that if it's a somatic cell, it has its full amount. So that is a diploid. And since a gamete has 23, which is half, it's a haploid. We represent this with the N. Remember, N means number of chromosomes. So if it's a somatic cell, it has 2N. And if it's a gamete, it has half of 2, which is 1. Okay. Is this cell made by mitosis or meiosis? If it is a regular body cell, they're going to be made identical to each other, so that is mitosis. And a gamete is made by sexual reproduction, which is meiosis. And I just kind of gave this last one away. What's the type of reproduction? Since somatic cells are made to be
identical, that is asexual reproduction. And gametes are not identical, and they are made by sexual reproduction. Easy stuff. Okay, what I need from you today, if you scroll down here, I got your instructions. You need to complete the chromosome number Venn diagram that's linked in your assignment. It'll pull up this PDF. You'll want to complete it with Cami. And to do that, you just pull it up and hit open with Cami. And it lets you draw all over it, type all over it. Pretty easy. And I think we've used this in a few other classes as well. If you have trouble, let me know. I got you. Then we have a reading, it's short, about Down syndrome. Down syndrome is actually super related to chromosome numbers and meiosis. So if you open up the article, like I said, it's not very long, it's short. Give it a good read and then answer these questions about the article. And then, of course, do not forget your exit ticket. Some of us are still forgetting our exit ticket. Stop. It's easy points. Do it, and then you're done. You're free to enjoy your weekend. Have a good one.